What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Alyssa here if you don't know me, and if you do know me, hey boo, how are you? And as you can see by the title of the video, we are going to be talking about how to avoid these toxic traits slash behaviors, and just going to be talking about how to avoid toxicity within your life as a whole. But before I get into this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share this with one of your guy friends or your girlfriends, and let's get right into this video. First off, I want to start by giving a little bit of disclaimer. This video is not to basically bash anyone or to point out the fault in anyone at all. These are things that I have done in the past, that I've known things about within my life that I've gone through. So basically, I'm not necessarily trying to put anyone out, like point anyone out. So that's this little disclaimer. This is just a video just to encourage you, to basically motivate you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. So the first toxic trait that I had that you should avoid is hating on others. This is such a big one. It's a big one. This is a big one because there are lots of people out here who just have haters, and there are people out here who are haters. And at the end of the day, I want you to not be a hater. Please don't be a hater. And this is not the point, like I said, this is not to bash anyone that's in this video. If you have, talked about somebody, talked bad about somebody, gave your opinion about someone and you shouldn't have, gave someone some critical advice and the advice was way too critical, or you're just like giving your own, like I said, opinion about something that you shouldn't be doing it. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to tell you, do not do that. First of all, we have no place to tell someone what to do in their life. We are like, we have no place to tell someone what they're supposed to do with their life, their goals, their aspirations, what they want to do. We are in no way, form allowed to do those things, and we have no right form to judge. You know what I'm saying? We're not God. We're not, we have no way to judge. If you have judged within the past, that's okay. I've done it too. But at the end of the day, try your best not to judge, and also too, like, to hate on people. Like, say, oh, I don't like her outfit. I don't like her shoes. Oh, she's not that pretty. Whatever it's like, just don't hate on people. Don't give, that authority to let people know that you're insecure. Because when you're hating on people, it lets yourself know that you're insecure. And is let other people know that as well. If you're doing it verbally and you're doing it vocally, then at the end of the day, it's like you're basically letting people know that you have insecurity within yourself. And that's what we're not trying to do. We're not trying to express, everybody has insecurities, but we're not trying to basically vocalize our insecurities to the point to where it's in a negative way. If you get what I'm saying when it comes to that. So just try not to hate on people, and just don't be a hater. Just don't be a hater. The next toxic trait that you should not have is self-hate. Now this goes back to insecurities when it comes to hating on people. Self-hate is something that a lot of people deal with, when it comes to insecurities, and then when it comes to things like, maybe depression or anxiety. And I just want you to know that you need to just love yourself to the fullest. Have self-love instead of self-hate. And at the end of the day, like, if you don't love yourself, then it's almost like I said in my last video, then who else will? And honestly, it's like, if you don't love yourself, then how do you expect people to treat you the right way? If you're not showing yourself enough care and yourself enough love, and you're treating yourself any kind of way, then it's like some people will feed off of that, and they'll just treat you any kind of way. They see you not taking care of yourself, so like, oh, she don't take care of herself, so I can just talk to her any kind of way. I can just treat her any kind of way. And that's a no-no. That's when self-love comes in. And you're like, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to let anybody take advantage of me. I'm not going to take this at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to basically love yourself to the point to where you deserve better. You deserve so much better. And that goes along with self-love. And self-hate, like, don't tell yourself things like, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy. Like, no, you are worthy. You are enough. You are loved. Like, love yourself so much to the point to where you are overflowing with so much abundance and so much love and so much care and so much compassion. When you love yourself, then you can love others. It's love God, love yourself, then you love others. So it's like you can love other people so great when you love yourself. but you gotta put yourself first sometimes, because if you bleed off, you know, so much love to other people before you can love yourself, then it's like yourself is gonna get tired out mentally, emotionally, not just physically, you know. So it's best for you to just like show yourself so much self-love to the point to where you're just flowing over with so much joy and peace. Make sure you spend time with yourself, take care of yourself, do self-care, give yourself a bubble bath, go get a manicure or a pedicure, you know, read a book, you know, make sure you're reading God's word. That's one thing. It all starts with the man above. And you know, make sure that you are taking good care of you. The next toxic trait that I have that you should not do or not be is a person who's dwelling on the negative. Now, when you constantly dwelling on the negative, like some people don't want to be around negative people. That's something hard to take in, because at the end of the day, it's something that it's a far bitter truth, you know. And honestly, you have to just focus on the positive. That's what you need to do. Focus on the positive. Like I said in my last video, you need to speak positivity, think positivity. Like, speaking and thinking goes hand in hand, because those things are very, very important. And you should not dwell on the negative at all. Like when you're constantly saying, oh, what if this happened? Or it goes hand in hand with anxiety and depression. Like, I'm going to talk about mental health a little bit in this video, but it goes hand with anxiety and depression. Like, for example, anxiety, like, what if this happened? What if that happened? You're constantly worrying about what will happen. And it also too with depression, you're like, oh, this is not going to happen. I'm not going to pass that test. I'm not going to make it into this college. I'm not going to get that job. I'm not going to make it into this career. I'm not going to accomplish my goal. Like, honestly, those go hand in hand and they collide. Basically, someone can become negative and they don't want to be negative. This is not, like I said, this is not to point anyone out. I know you don't want to be negative. I know you don't want to have these toxic behaviors and all this. This is why I'm trying to encourage you to understand that there is a way out of this. And honestly, just think positive. Start small. Recite scripture. And like I said in my last video, write down positive affirmations. Repeat positive affirmations to yourself. Then out loud, because what you speak out loud can replay in your mind. So try to do those things, those positive things, to try to help you with, you know, if you're constantly dwelling on the negative, you know, with your anxiety and your depression, it's always good to, you know, just speak positivity. That can help you train your mind to think positive as well. So it's a way out of this negativity. Trust me, that you don't have to be negative. You know, you can choose to be positive. I know that's another hard thing to take in, is the fact that you can choose to be positive. We have the ability, you get what I'm saying, we have the ability, say it real slow, we have the source to, you know, basically choose what we can do. We can choose to be negative or we can choose to be positive. Now, it is hard because sometimes you just naturally, just especially when it comes to depression and chemical imbalance, something it's hard to, you know, basically not be negative. It's hard to be positive, but at the end of the day, that's the thing. The enemy wants us to be negative, but if we combat those negative thoughts with positive thoughts and we keep going and going and going and never giving up, and then we can live an abundant life that God has created for us, then we're a winner. The next toxic trait that I have that you should not be is bringing up the past. Now, hear me out. If you are constantly bringing up the past, like, I'm talking about negative things about the past. I'm not talking about anything that's like a past memory that, you know, you and your family had and, you know, it was super positive and all this and that. Like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, you're constantly bringing up the past about what you did. I can't forgive myself, and you bring up the past about what someone else did and you didn't forgive yourself. This goes with unforgiveness as well, because you have to forgive in order to be free. I know you're tired of hearing this, and you probably heard this in movies and TV shows and maybe other YouTube videos, or other people have told you this, but it's true. You have to forgive in order to be free. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. And it's the truth. It's the hardcore truth. Like, you gotta, like, basically understand that you are in charge of your life. Like, God is in control, first of all. but you are in charge of the choices that you make within your life. Do not sit up here and you know, think all you got is just to be negative and to dwell on the past. You cannot bring up the past over and over again and expect to get anywhere in life if you're constantly dwelling on the past. How do you expect to move forward if you're constantly looking backward? Like, if you're driving in a car and you're looking in your rearview mirror, how can you focus on the road? Like, and it's the truth. Like, you have to make sure that you are moving forward within life. Do not stay in the past. What happened in the past is in the past. It happened. Yes, it may have hurt you. You may have gone through a lot. You may have done this. You may have made a mistake. But at the same time, look at the lesson that you learned from it. Be positive. Look what you learned from it. And don't focus so much on the negative of what happened in the past, because it happened. It's behind you. It's like it's not up here anymore. It doesn't have to be up here anymore. You don't have to take it with you. You do not have to take your past with you when you go into the future. You do not have to take your past with you. You do not have to have your past with you right now. You can make the decision to let go of your past right now, to forgive whoever you didn't forgive, and move forward within your life. Because once you lift that all off of you, you lift that weight off of you, you're just like, oh my goodness, I feel so free. I feel so abundant. I feel so great. I feel like I can do so much because I've let go of all of that. So make sure that you're letting go of all of that and just move forward within your life and stop dwelling on the past. Now, this toxic trait is something that is very like something that's can be dear to heart to some people, because some people use these things to cope. And the thing is the next trait that I have that some people use, or some people do, toxic trait that some people do, is the fact that trying to use outside sources to cope. So this may be money, this may be people, material things. It's no telling what you can use outside sources to try to cope with what you're going through. And what I have to say about that is the fact that those things are only temporary. And it's hard to say, but some of those things are temporary, and we only get one life. And what I have to say about that is that doesn't give you joy. It doesn't give you peace. I mean, it can give you happiness, and the happiness is temporary. You want abundant joy. Like, you want joy, you know? And happiness is a good thing. It's good to be happy, but you want joy. Joy is something that lasts forever. It can last long. Like, while you're going through something, you're joyful. Happiness can be temporary because you're only happy for like a split second, or you're only happy for a certain amount of time. So try your best to be joyful, and try your best not to use outside sources as a way to cope with what you're going through. Your main source needs to be God. You need to be focusing on God. Keep your head up, stay uplifted, you know, keep your eyes on Jesus, and really try your best to just pray and, you know, meditate on God's word, and get into his word, read his word. Let him teach you and guide you on the path that he has for you. Don't lead or move into left field or off somewhere, you know, that's not from him. Because those things that you use to cope may not be from him. So at the end of the day, I'm also, if you have done these toxic traits within the past, don't feel bad for that. Don't feel bad, because we all do things. We all make mistakes. So just understand that you are loved, and God loves you, and you're going to get through this. So the next trait that I have that is very toxic is picking out the fault in others. Now, this goes back to hating on people. Honestly, when you are constantly picking out the fault in people and just saying, oh, why are you doing this? You doing that wrong, or why you doing that? You shouldn't be doing that. Like, basically, you're picking on someone because of what they're doing within their life. Now, this is not to say that you can't give constructive criticism and you can't help people and teach people. If you like want to help people and motivate people and encourage people, then there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, if you're just constantly just picking on people, pointing out the fault within people, then at the end of the day, it's like, that's not beneficial to anyone. It's not beneficial to yourself either, because like, you're showing that you have something inside of you that you need to clear up. You need to clear something inside of you. Let's go back to insecurity too. You have something inside of you that you need to clear up, whether that be trauma, insecurity, whether that be unforgiveness, whatever it may be. You have something inside of you that you need to clear up. You need to heal from something. And that goes for someone else. If you know someone like that, like, don't feel bad because someone is picking on you or whatever, this and that. Like, no. But if you are doing this, try your best not to. Because at the end of the day, it's like you're showing that you need to have something that you need to clear up. And try not to pick the fault in people, because we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We are not perfect, but we're still beautiful. We're all beautiful. We're all greatness in all kind of ways. But try your best not to pick the fault within others, because it doesn't help the situation. It doesn't help the person. It doesn't help you. And it can just make things worse. The next one I have is comparison. Now, comparison is a real big one within this generation, because we're always looking at what this person got going on, what that person got going on, what this person's life is about on social media. Social media is a big one. And honestly, what I have to say about that is the fact that you have your own life. You have your own life, and you need to focus on your own life. And that's not to be mean or anything. That's just to say that we need to stop comparing our lives to other people, because they have their life and we have our life. Now, that doesn't mean you can't use someone else's life for inspiration or motivation. Like, oh, I want to, you know, get to that level in my life to where I can say that I made it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that is great. But also, too, don't compare yourself to, like, oh, because I didn't get to this point, then I'm a failure. Or because I didn't do this, then I'm not enough. Like, no. God positioned you in that place for a reason. And you are fulfilling purpose in that place for a reason. So do not give up on anything within life and compare yourself to anyone in life. And just understand that just because someone got that car or that house or that apartment or got married or is having kids, like, trust me, your time is coming. You're gonna basically be joyful and embrace now. Focus on the now. Like, that's what I said in my last video. Embrace your journey, and, you know, basically don't rush the process. Like, don't rush the process, and just embrace your journey and be happy and content where you are, and be happy and content with what you have. Because, like, if you understand those things, then comparison is the thief of joy. So don't let the comparison steal your joy. The next one I have is remaining and staying in toxic situations. Now, this one is a big one, because some people, you know, some people feel like they can't get out of toxic situations, and that is totally understandable. But if you know you have the authority to get out of a toxic situation, then remove yourself from that situation. This goes for friendships, relationships, whatever it may be. Try your best so you can get out of toxic situations, and I know that is pretty hard. You are not alone, and just try your best to remove yourself from staying in toxic, you know, whether it's relationships or friendships. Like, remove yourself. And it doesn't have to be like something that's like really big, like over the top. You know, it can be simply as a friend is like putting you down all the time every time you come around. You know, I ain't trying to be mean, but cut them off. Honestly, to be honest, like, do not, you know, put up with any negativity. You don't deserve that. You should get a friend who's going to uplift you, who's going to encourage you, who's going to motivate you to push you for greater, like, to greatness, you know. And I don't want to talk about relationships. I'm not going to get into relationships, but, like, honestly, when it comes to toxic relationships, honestly, do not settle for less. All my ladies out here, do not settle for less. Number 9 is basically almost like the last one, but it's accepting toxicity from others. Now, you should not accept anything from anybody. From anybody. You don't deserve no negative feedback every time you turn around. You don't deserve to be, you know, get picked on. You don't deserve none of that. Like, you don't deserve that. So if you're accepting it, don't accept that. Like, realize that you deserve greater, like I said, and that you don't deserve anything that's less than. You deserve something that's, you are way up here compared to negativity. You are basically deserving of so much. You are worth so much. So do not focus on the negative and things, and just try to focus on the positive, because you deserve so much. So don't accept anything that's like below what you deserve from other people. The last 3 tips, I don't really know, but at the end of the day, honestly, it's desperation within your life. This goes for relationships and friendships And you shouldn't be desperate or want something that bad to the point to where you put all your morals and your values to the side and forget about, like I said, what you deserve. This goes for relationships and friendships. Like when it comes to relationships, honestly, do not settle and put all your morals and values away and forget about what you know is right, and then just get into a relationship because you want it that bad and because you want a man that bad. Do not be that desperate. And it's okay if you feel like you are desperate or anything like that. Like, no, we all go through things like that. But in the end, I want you to try your best to come out of that and be confident within yourself and love yourself, to understand that you are better than that. You know, and that goes for friendships as well. Don't try to just get with a friend or get within a cool crowd, you know, if you're in high school or something like that, or in college maybe, you know, just because you feel like, oh, I don't have any friends, or because I need some friends, I'm just going to just be a friend with anybody. And, you know, if they're doing things that are not good, then you can just try your best to just, like I said, remove yourself from those types of situations and focus on yourself. And this is what this video is about. It's about focusing on yourself and basically becoming, like I said, the best version of yourself. You're working on the inside of you, clearing up, healing. You know, you're loving yourself more. Self-love is important. And you're letting yourself know that, you know, I'm a boss, I'm a baddie, I'm beautiful, I got it going on, you know. And that's not to say it in a cocky, conceited way. Like, no, you're saying it in a confident way. A way that you know, I'm greatness. And I'm going to make it within this life. With God by my side. I'm going to make it. I love myself. And that is so important. It's very important. So, those are the 10 tips that I have for you guys to avoid these toxic traits and behaviors. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and share this with one of your guy friends or your girlfriends. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Deuces. Bye.